My mic working now? Yep. Hey, everyone. So excited to see you back in here. You ready for the next session? Yeah? You can do better than that. You ready for the next session? Awesome. All right, so the next session, we have Mary Koo joining us, along with a few special guests, to talk about building for commerce and how you can leverage our developer tools and Facebook ads to build your commerce business. All right, I'm going to welcome Mary up to the stage.
I remember life before smartphones. And yes, I am old enough to have personally experienced that. I remember getting up on Sunday mornings, walking out to my driveway, picking up this thick bundle of a newspaper, and then spending part of the morning flipping through weekly circulars and clipping coupons. I remember when waiting in lines meant waiting in lines. And I remember going to the store with a shopping list. And when I got there, if the item that I was interested in was out of stock, having to walk up to the front register and get this little piece of paper called a rain check. And then you'd have to go back to the store later to get the item at a sale price. Or I remember going into store and browsing and finding items that I liked, but then realizing that they felt just a little bit too expensive, and then I would just walk out of the store. Smartphones have changed how I do all of that. I don't look at weekly circulars anymore, and I don't clip coupons. Instead, on my phone, I have the apps from my favorite retailers. And they push me offers of products that they think I might be interested in. And when I wait in line today, I'm not just waiting in line, I'm multitasking. I'm looking at email, I'm looking at Facebook, and oftentimes I'm looking at deal sites and commerce sites for products that I might be interested in. And when I go to the store today, and I can't find the item that I'm looking for, or it feels just a little bit too expensive, I don't walk out the store. I whip out my smartphone, I scan the barcode, and I look to see if that item is available somewhere nearby, or maybe it's available online and I can get it shipped to me in 2 or 3 days. Smartphones have changed the way that I live my daily life. And it's changing the way that a lot of people live their daily lives. In 2015, for the first time, more than a quarter of the global population will have cell phones. And that number is only expected to grow to more than 2 billion in 2016. But it's not just the fact that people own smartphones, it's how they're using them. In the United States, almost 80% of people keep their phones with them for all but 2 hours of the waking day. At that point, you might as well consider the phone an extension of the person. And this change in behavior is changing how we shop. 2014 was the year that mobile truly disrupted commerce. In 2014, we saw a 174% year-over-year increase in sessions and shopping apps on iOS. That number was 220% on Android. We're in the midst of one of the biggest technological shifts that we will see in our lifetime. And whenever change like this happens, it creates opportunity. We all know what the numbers look like. Goldman Sachs estimates that mobile commerce in 2018 will be $626 billion, representing 47% of total e-commerce. That's almost half of e-commerce. But it's not just the numbers that are compelling to me. It's how these apps and the apps that you all are building are changing our daily lives. They're changing how we prepare a meal and how we call a taxi. And these shifts in consumer behavior are changing what it takes to be successful in commerce today. What I want to talk to you about today is what we believe it takes to be successful in commerce and how Facebook can help you get there. I'm also really excited to be able to bring up some special guests who will talk about their journey of building a commerce business in this increasingly mobile world. So, what does it take to be successful in this increasingly mobile world? Well, it's not the simple answer that you just need to build for mobile. In fact, what it really means is you need to know how to build across all platforms. Over 60% of people in the US use at least 2 devices every day. And 67% of shopping starts on one device and ends on another. There's been an incredible investment in new models disrupting the way that consumers discover, consider, and purchase new products across channels. It's not enough to focus on one platform. You need to put people at the center of your business, and marketers and developers who are able to create personalized experiences across channels are the ones who are going to be the most successful. So why is omnichannel so difficult? The first reason is that the path to purchase is complex. We've talked about the fact that people may start a purchase on one device and end it on another, and you have to create a seamless experience that weaves its way through that. The second issue is that screen real estate is shrinking. You no longer have this massive display where you can display tens of products. Instead, you've got this little 4x6 screen, and you have to be able to choose exactly the right product for that person. And the third issue is that cookies are no longer a good proxy for people. In an omnichannel world where people are using multiple devices, they also have multiple cookies. Facebook was curious to see how widespread this was, so we took a sample of anonymized Facebook user data. And what we found was that over 70% of people had more than one cookie, and 15% of people actually had more than 10 cookies in a 1-month period. And cookies often don't follow you onto mobile and tablet devices. All of this means is that cookies are no longer a good way to really identify people. Facebook is uniquely positioned to help address these issues. The first is that we have massive scale. 1.4 billion people visit our site monthly. Second, we have persistent logged-in identity, and that's real identity identifying people. This is not cookies identifying devices. And the third piece is that we're truly cross-platform. We can deliver this scale and persistent identity across devices. So if we apply these unique advantages to the pain points that I talked about, we can deliver a great holistic solution for commerce. First thing we can help you do is build for cross-platform. Parse is a great mobile app platform. The second thing is that our Facebook developer tools can help you enable seamless shopping. And our Facebook advertising solutions can help you influence and drive sales. So, let's talk about what it means to build for cross-platform. This is about having the back-end infrastructure and the data infrastructure to be able to take data seamlessly across platforms and to be able to deliver the right user experiences on each of those platforms. Parse is a great tool for building apps. Parse is all about providing infrastructure for beautiful apps in a cross-platform manner. Our goal is to allow you to focus on what you care about and what you do best, which is creating that unique experience and content that you want to deliver to your customers. And then you can let Parse worry about the complex infrastructure and server maintenance that has to happen on the back end. Parse provides a variety of pre-built modules for commerce developers to allow you to send email, take payments, add SMS to your app, re-engage your users with push notifications, and do app performance measurement. Orbitz uses Parse to keep customers up to date on their travel plans and help them streamline their search experiences. They use Parse Push to notify app users of changes in their trips. So for example, if your flight is delayed, hopefully you aren't waiting there at the airport for hours. They use Parse Analytics to monitor usage of those push notifications that they send. And they use Parse Core to keep users' search data available and to remove old data. What this last piece means is that they can seamlessly synchronize data across devices. So a user can start a search on one device and then pick it up on another device without having to actually re-enter their search parameters. And because Parse Core helps them remove old data, only the minimum amount of information actually gets pushed to the device. All of this infrastructure helps Orbitz ideate, and prototype incredibly quickly. Another great example of the usage of Parse is actually our F8 app, which I hope all of you have on your devices right now. That F8 app was built in one day, and it's been invaluable to us because it also allows us to really seamlessly and easily push new content updates. So when speakers change, or when content session titles change, we can really quickly push that up without a new release. Great. Now we've got great back-end infrastructure. The next thing you want to do is actually enable seamless shopping. And what do I mean by seamless shopping? A seamless shopping experience is all about creating the most compelling, engaging, and frictionless shopping experience across platforms. This means everything from the discovery of the product to the actual research for it, the purchase, and then hopefully a referral. App links, login with Facebook, share, and Facebook analytics for apps all play a role in making some portion of this experience richer or easier. So let's start out at the beginning of the process. Let's start out with the discovery process. I'm attending a wedding in a couple of months. And so in the back of my mind, there's this thought that I need to get a new dress. And I don't really like going to the store, so it's just been this thought that's been sticking around in the back of my head. I'm browsing Facebook, and I see a post for a dress that I love from Emma's boutique. Emma was our MC, in case she didn't actually introduce herself. And so what would happen now is that I would click on that post, and normally I would be led to either a website or possibly the homepage of a native app. Neither of these are ideal experiences. Websites often aren't very well optimized for mobile, and if I'm taken to the homepage for a native app, that means I then have to go search through for that dress that I was looking for, and there's the opportunity that I simply get lost in the app. With app links instead, I can be taken to the page for the specific dress that I was looking at, making it faster to simply complete a purchase. App links is the new standard for app-to-app mobile deep linking. It's open source, so anyone can use it, and anyone can improve it, and it's truly cross-platform. So now let's assume I found that dress that I love, and I'm ready to buy it. Emma's boutique is probably going to want me to create an account at some point. Now, normally what happens when I have to create an account is there are a bunch of form fields that I have to fill out, and if I happen to be on my mobile app, you all know how difficult it is to do the little keyboard. Login with Facebook allows me to bypass those fields, and with one click, be able to actually create my account. Additionally, it gives me the opportunity to share relevant preferences with Emma so that Emma can then create a more personalized experience for me. Let's take a look at a case study and example. Threadflip is a women's fashion commerce app, and it's found a lot of success using login. On the slides, you can see all the great stats about how Facebook login users are more engaged, spend more time in the app, purchase more, and purchase more often. But I think what's even more compelling about Facebook login is the fact that Facebook login users are also great evangelists. They create 3 times as many social actions, so likes, follows, and comments. They're also 2 times as likely to invite users from their social network to use the app. So I've now managed to create an account, and I bought the item. And when I actually get the item, the dress, I realize, wow, this dress looks really great, and it's going to be one of my favorite outfits, and I want to share it out there with my friends. Sharing dialogues make it easy and seamless for me to share this item with my network of friends across any platform. As Mark talked about in his keynote, we're starting to look at a new version of the shared dialogue, a share sheet, that will allow me to really easily choose the audience that I want to share with. So maybe I only want to share it with my 5 closest friends. I'll be able to do that. Sharing is a great way for you to take the content of your app and tell stories about your app. This really helps to drive awareness and improve discoverability in a natural way. This is not about you as the app developer or your app trying to reach out to potential customers. This is about me telling my friends about the great app or the great product that I discovered, and that is way more powerful. To this point, I've been really focused on what the consumer experience looks like. Now, I want to kind of turn and take a look at what the developer experience would look like. From Emma's point of view, she's now created this great, seamless experience, but she doesn't actually know if it works. She doesn't know if people are actually making it through the purchase funnel, and she doesn't know who's making it through the purchase funnel and who isn't. Are they male? Are they female? What age ranges? Facebook Analytics for apps can help Emma do this, better understand who's actually using her app the way that she wants it to be used. And then she can make changes in her app or potentially her marketing campaigns in order to better serve her customers. Great. So now we have great basic infrastructure for cross-platform apps. We've created a seamless shopping experience. Now we actually want customers. We want to influence and drive sales. There's a Facebook ad solution wherever you are in the life cycle of building your business. Facebook ad solutions can help you acquire customers, can help you remarket to visitors, and can also help you re-engage your current customers. Let's start out at the beginning. You've just built your app, and you're really concerned about finding customers in this incredibly crowded app ecosystem. Or you might be an established business, and you just want to drive more discovery of your app, or maybe you want to drive installs from your existing web customers and help convert them over to mobile. Mobile app installs were built to solve the discovery problem on mobile. 30,000 apps have leveraged this solution, and 78% of the top 100 grossing iPhone apps use the product. The next step is you've gotten people to install your app or visit your website, and so you've got some traffic on the app or website. But now you want to drive sales to people who have expressed some intent. The question is, what do you put in front of them? Many of you have a really large catalog of products, and you have to figure out how to put the right product in front of the right person at the right time. And when you have a large catalog of products, creating the right creative with the right targeting for each and every product is incredibly time-consuming. Dynamic product ads were built to solve this problem, to help you put the right products in front of the right people at the right time, with the most efficient use of your time. With dynamic product ads, all you do is upload your entire product catalog, create a template that shows your creative, and then let Facebook do the rest. Facebook figures out which product to dynamically populate into those ads based on actions that the person has taken on your app or on your website. For example, let's think back to me buying a dress on Emma's Boutique. Let's say that this time I didn't actually buy the dress, I was kind of browsing around, and instead I walked away from her app or from her website. The next time that I'm on Facebook, I can be shown an ad that includes not only that dress that I was looking at, but similar dresses as well. That allows me some choice in case it was that original dress that didn't quite hit the spot. And Emma doesn't have to do anything. The dynamic product ad figures that out for her and populates those products. Target used dynamic product ads to put engaging ads in front of their customers. And early results have been great. They saw a 20% increase in conversions. And what's even more interesting is they saw even better results on mobile, 2 times the conversion. What we've been talking about so far is how you acquire new customers and how you can turn people who have expressed some intent, who have visited your site, into actual paying customers. But there are times when you want to re-engage your current customers, even though they haven't visited your site for a while. and haven't expressed any intent or desire to purchase a product. Some examples of this are when you might add a new product category to your store, or if there's a big holiday sale coming up, something like Mother's Day, where you want to bring people back to the site. Custom audiences allow you to do exactly that. Custom audiences allow you to take the data that you have in your system, create custom lists for targeting in a privacy-safe manner. These custom lists can be created with emails, with phone numbers, or with advertising IDs. Once all of that's inputted, Facebook can help you reach the audience that you're looking for with a targeted message. You've been advertising for a while, and obviously you want to know how that advertising performs. How you measure the results of your advertising is incredibly important as we move in this omnichannel world. We've talked about the fact that you have purchases that start on one device and end on another. In particular, that often happens when you have a mobile impression on one device, and then the person goes to the desktop and actually completes that purchase. Understanding the value of that mobile impression is incredibly important. And Facebook's conversion pixel and SDK help you measure that accurately. Accurately means you're measuring real people, not the proxies of cookies that we talked about, and that you're measuring the cross-device impact. I spent some time now, probably too much, talking about what Facebook believes it takes to succeed in this increasingly mobile world. I've talked about some of the pain points, how you can't really identify people, how screen sizes are shrinking. And I've talked about how Facebook can help solve some of those challenges. I'm really excited now to bring up Sarah and Amber from Target, who will talk about how Cartwheel made this journey.
Hello, I'm Sarah Peterson. I am the Cartwheel product lead, so I'm accountable for all things Cartwheel at Target, including our offers and our marketing and our overall product. But I'm also happy to introduce Amber Reimer.
Hi, I'm Amber Reimer, and I'm our product manager over our guest-facing experiences, which include our iOS app, our Android app, and our responsive website.
We are thrilled to be here today to talk to you about Cartwheel. We're happy. We have an amazing and incredible team back in Minneapolis who is honored to be showcased in this regard. But I'm going to talk to you about some of the tools that we've leveraged of Facebook's to build and grow our app. But you're probably wondering, well, what is Cartwheel? Raise your hand if you have Cartwheel. That's okay, a good amount. But here's just a snippet of what Cartwheel is.
Say hi to a whole new spin on saving. It's Cartwheel, the easy-to-use, personalized savings app from Target. Imagine your smartphone helping you find the best deals on the stuff that matters most to you and your lifestyle. Groceries, fashion, household, movies, you name it, personalized savings. Search all your favorite brands. Add the savings that interest you. Find a deal you just got to talk about, post it, and let them know. At checkout, show Cartwheel's personalized barcode, which captures all your savings in a single money-saving. It's Coupon Evolution, a saving revolution. It's Cartwheel, a whole new spin on saving. Join today.
So that's Cartwheel. I'm just going to step back and actually tell you a little bit about the history of Cartwheel. So it started as an idea in the summer of 2011, where we certainly looked at our guest insights about our guests. They're incredibly digitally savvy. Our Target shoppers have a tendency to be very technologically inclined. We looked at sort of the savings of our 5% Red Card Rewards program. We looked at how annoying it was to clip coupons that are in the paper, and who wants to deal with the scissors and a paper. And we also partnered with our friends at Facebook who, in service of our guests, we together truly wanted to do something monumental to make it easier to save and easier to shop. And out of that, Cartwheel was born. And at this time in 2011, while mobile traffic was increasing, we still were heavily desktoped in a commerce environment. So we went into this product, this build out, knowing those things, and came up with what is now Cartwheel after months and years of iteration and hundreds of pushes later. Amber will talk to you about what it is.
So the essence of Cartwheel is very simple, as the video just showed you, and it's simple by design because we tried to create a savings utility for our guests, and we all know that in order to be a utility, you have to keep it very clean and simple. And so it really just consists of, I think, 4 major functionalities. One is authentication. So we force authentication for our guests because that generates a unique barcode for that guest that is evergreen. So that barcode never changes. Secondly, we provide ways to find offers. So you can browse by curated collections, you can search by category, or our most popular feature, you can just scan items when you're walking through the aisles at Target and see if there's a Cartwheel deal on that item, pick it up off the shelf, use your phone to scan, and see if something comes up. And then you just add that deal to your list, to your barcode list within Cartwheel. You walk to the front of the store and check out. You scan your single barcode, and just with one scan, you get multiple deals in an instant, and that savings accumulates for you back in the app. And we've really leveraged multiple Facebook developer tools to not only enhance the simple experience, but also enrich at the same time in a way that doesn't impede the utility of our app. And so the first and foremost, Facebook login. We actually launched with Facebook login, and it proved to be incredibly valuable for us because initially, as Sarah mentioned, we were very web focused. We thought that our guests would be primarily using our web experiences, and this was 2 years ago, and it was quickly 2 months out of the gate. We completely had to shift our focus because our native apps were vastly surpassing our platform traffic as compared to web. And because we already had Facebook login integrated, we were able to pivot really quickly without impacting the existing guest experience. Secondly, we leverage the standard Facebook share and like functions on our offer cards. We know that people are very passionate about shopping at Target. They love to share out the great deals that they find. So we make that really frictionless for them and have a share option right there on the offer card. We also bring in social context via the Graph API throughout our app. So we use Graph API data not only in our trending tab within Browse, that we leverage as an input into our trending algorithm. So if you've authenticated with Facebook and you look at the trending tab, that content is going to be sorted in a different way than if your friend looks at the trending tab because you have different social context that's informing the output. We also bring social context into our offer card. So if you want to see what your friends are saving on, or a friend finds a great brand, you might be more likely to trial that brand as well. And finally, one of our most popular features as well for our most passionate guests is our savings leaderboard. And so again, this is something that doesn't impede the core utility of the experience, but for those guests that are very engaged, they love to kind of get into this gamification of savings, if you will, and kind of challenge themselves against their friends and look at how much they've saved using Cartwheel at Target versus anyone else. And finally, we're actually really excited to be leveraging Parse push notifications very soon to push personalized content out to our guests as well.
So it's one thing to build an app, as we all know. It's incredibly difficult, especially at a company like Target, where we have lots and lots of enterprise systems and legacy systems, and particularly something like point of sale that we integrated into, which is an amazing feat in of itself. But then to grow an application is something else in its entirety. And the Cartwheel team has done an amazing job, led by Rebecca Gutierrez, really driving acquisition and retention for our application. And we particularly love using Facebook's mobile app install tools and mobile engagement tools in order to do that. So out of the gate, we, like Amber mentioned, we were primarily kind of focusing on desktop, thinking that that was where the source of most of our traffic would come. We pivoted, of course, as we saw more and more come to native, but we were beta users of the mobile app install ads, and they worked incredibly well for us. They were incredibly efficient, and they had amazing targeting technology that we could put the right content in front of the right guests at the right time for. So what that means is that perhaps we have something like we have a Made to Matter collection, which is a collection of organics and naturals at Target at really great prices. So we're able to find those right guests that those products appeal to within Facebook, and then advertise to them, letting them know that they can get an even deeper deal on it using Cartwheel. So we've leveraged that. We've also integrated app links into our application, which allows us to build audiences based on an action that they've taken in the past, and that helps with re-engagement, right? So from an app links perspective, we might have a deal for, say, Fitbit in last December, and any guest that might have added that Fitbit offer in December, we know is generally is a signal that they have an active lifestyle. So later on, when we have a deal for maybe C9 workout apparel, which is awesome, we would use that audience that was created from those ad actions to then re-advertise to them that we have a C9 deal, which is showcased here. And finally, all of those things, of course, deep link into our Cartwheel offer, which then a guest can add to their barcode and then redeem it. So what has that done for us, right? Like, you're like, oh, great, Cartwheel, it's a saving app from Target. That's really cute, coupons. Well, actually, it's a pretty big business. So 14 million users have downloaded, or 14 million plus users have been acquired at this time. We've saved them over $200 million, and this is now a $1 billion business for Target, $1 billion in promotional sales. But this journey for us is also only 1% finished. We have an incredibly eager team that is just scratching the surface of what we want to do for our guests and how we want to serve them. So coming up, we'll have things like more relevant offers just for you. We will enhance the utility of the application, and we're really eager to take part in things like audience network and leverage some of the tools that were mentioned just now at F8, like the share sheet and those types of things. So we're eager for the future.
Thanks, Amber. Thanks, Sarah. That was a great description of what the journey looks like to create a commerce app in these increasingly mobile world. I think it really illustrates some of the challenges that all of the businesses face, and shows also how Facebook can help, how we can help build for cross-platform using Parse, how we can help you enable seamless shopping using our Facebook developer tools, and how we can influence and drive sales using our ad solutions. That's all we've got. We're happy to take questions for a couple of moments. I think both Amber and Sarah are willing to take questions as well. We've got mics here on either aisle if you want to come to the mics if you have any questions.
I'll seize this opportunity. Okay, just a quick question on the Target app. So how do you, obviously part of your market, it's just one part of your marketing mix. There's so many things that go into your marketing mix.
Yep.
And at such a big company like Target, what's the kind of education process like for getting all hands on deck, essentially, as you were saying, from integrating with point of sale? And then, like, what kind of issues did you maybe encounter along the way?
That's an excellent question. Really great question for happy hour. And honestly, so just to be serious, there's just a very disparate organization where we all have different priorities. But as our new CEO, Brian Cornell, has just stated, mobile is the front door to Target. So it's becoming much more of a priority. And that's something that Amber and I and the rest of the Cartwheel team work to try to educate the other teams that may not be as mobile advanced as we are. So it's a process of education, patience, and persistence. And thankfully, with the early results that we had within Cartwheel, it was an easier sell than probably it would have been if we were didn't have as rapid as a trajectory.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Great.
Ben, my question is about payments, right? So at the end of the commerce cycle, how do you do your payments on what in the commerce platform?
You're saying within Facebook?
Yes. Yeah.
So within Facebook, we actually do a lot of payments. You've probably seen first that we actually power a lot of the payments through our desktop games business. And recently, we just announced that we're doing payments in Messenger as well. Within the Facebook app today, we are not actually doing a lot of payments from a commerce perspective. We do have some tests that are going on that are public right now that you can take a look at that allow you to actually complete a purchase within Feed. And we're working with processors and merchants alike to make that happen seamlessly. But even in those instances, we're not actually processing the payment.
Feel a little silly. That was my question.
Okay. Great. If there aren't any, yeah, sure.
Sorry. Can you explain a little bit more about the dynamic ads that you showed? And basically, what information do you need to capture to be able to show the different permutations?
So in order to show the different permutations, we are basically asking you to upload your product catalog. And so that would include basic metadata, like your product descriptions, your items, photos, that sort of a thing. And we're trying to leverage standards that exist already in the industry so that you don't have to recreate everything. So there are basically ways to automate that upload as well.
So you populate the dynamic ads, multi-product ads with information you pull from the e-commerce, but are you doing anything on the more top funnel campaigns and how to create the content on them in a more smart way or a simple way for the e-commerce companies?
Can you give me an example of what you're thinking of?
If you want to bring new people to your site and they haven't seen any products, so you don't have an automatic product to show them, what kind of content, if you are doing anything to create automatic content for that kind of...
Right. It's obviously a little bit harder to create automatic content when you haven't seen the person before. Of course, Facebook has ways to target ads based not just on information that you might have about a person, but also information that we may have, for example, core interests. So you can target based off of core interests and say, this kind of product generally appeals to people under 25 who are interested in sports, for example. And you can target it in that way, even if you don't know anything about that person and haven't seen them before.
Okay, but so the content would be shown based on what other people saw on your site that is similar to that person, more like a lookalike kind of thing.
So lookalike audiences often get used if you already have a customer base and you say, hey, I want to acquire more customers who look like this. So I've got this great customer base. They're really interested in the products that I have, so I want to find more people like them. So lookalike audiences can do that. You can specify, here's a set of folks. Can you find more people like that for me? But if you're trying to bring in new customers and are trying to and don't have that kind of base to build off of and really just have some sense of who your product might be attractive to, things like core interest can actually help with that.
Yeah.
Let's go over here.
You have covered a very broad range
Yes.
of Facebook products that are relevant for e-commerce. But I haven't seen Messenger platform as part of this. Is it because it's not strategic to the commerce approach on Facebook, or is it just because that's that thing is new. So how strategic is the Messenger platform?
Sure. Of course, we're all really excited about what we think the Messenger platform and particular businesses in Messenger will bring to the entire ecosystem. Honestly, the reason why Messenger isn't in here is because we built these decks quite early on, and you don't always know what's going to get announced and what won't.
Okay, this makes sense. Can this be a matter of kind of happy hour discussion or somewhere out of the presentation?
Yeah, I'm happy to chat. We can chat afterwards in the back or at happy
Thank you.
hour.
It's a question for Target. Mobile has definitely been a great success for you in Target USA. Target Canada was not that successful on this size. Did you even try mobile? Was it a failure to even attempt mobile, or was it harder to get the user base for mobile in Canada?
So the question was it harder to get the user base for mobile?
Yeah, so did you try to get that mobile offering in Canada?
Yeah, actually, it was more efficient for us to acquire mobile users early on.
In Canada.
Oh, in Canada. Oh, I'm so sorry.
But well, it's
yeah.
great to learn from success, right? Learning from failures.
Yeah,
is also
Cartwheel is exclusively a U.S. app. MVP was just U.S. So we can't speak to whether or not we would have acquired differently in Canada or not.
Okay, so that mobile ads on Facebook and all this mobile strategy was just US only, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's correct.
I guess you cannot comment on your thoughts on would have you.
That would be a different area of target. Yep.
Expand on that. So it was easy for you to acquire mobile base early. Can you give us a sense of how and why and?
Yeah, honestly, I think it was a really great convergence of really having an awesome user experience and a really incredible value proposition. And that combination, fueled by a lot of the technology that we used, including Facebook, that helped us acquire users more efficiently from a mobile perspective. I think mobile app install ads were incredible, but I don't want to discount the amount of science that went behind that, including testing messages, testing creative, testing audiences, and constantly working and tweaking that daily. So a lot of marketers, especially at bigger corporations, have more campaign-driven approaches, and we were taking a daily guest-driven approach in order to acquire our user base, especially, and we continue to do that. So the combination of really just diligence and testing fueled that mobile growth.
And people love to save money at Target.
Yeah, the value proposition is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Well, and I shouldn't mention that Cartwheel deals are multi-use deals, so they're different than a coupon. You can use them over and over again. So our kind of going out slogan was, sort of design your own sale or save on all the things you already buy at Target. You can save on milk and eggs and yoga pants.
Yeah, for the Target app, can you buy on the spot or not? Like you told, I can scan the barcode, but I don't want to go to the lines, no? So I want to buy on the spot.
Yeah, we haven't integrated payment yet into Cartwheel. I think definitely as, at Target, we more broadly figure out our app strategy and figure out where does payment live and kind of what's that guest experience of the future, definitely will be considered.
Okay, cool.
Not today, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so we are up on time. Mary, Sarah, Amber, thank you so much. Let's give the ladies a round of applause. And they will be hanging out in the room if folks have more questions. We're going to take a break for about 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and talk about growing your business with Facebook ads.